Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Adam Burke from BangTheBook.com, coming to you with a look at the Final Four matchup between Virginia and Auburn, the first game of the Final Four on Saturday night, second game by rotation number. Give you some thoughts here and my keys to the first game from Minneapolis. We've had some thoughts here this week on our Bang the Book YouTube page from Kyle Hunter, also from Brian Blessing. Make sure you check those out. Kyle Hunter will have his thoughts over at BangTheBook.com as well, with his daily college basketball picks piece as we wrap that thing up with Saturday and Monday editions. Also, speaking of daily picks and tips, Parker Michaels doing his NHL stuff through the NHL playoffs for us. Regular season ends on Saturday. We've got a video here from Brian Blessing on our Bang the Book YouTube page about Saturday's card. But Parker will also do NHL through the playoffs, so you can keep an eye out for that over there at BangTheBook.com. Also, my MLB betting picks and tips piece every single day at the website as well. So lots of good content going on over there. We'll be doing a lot for the NBA playoffs as well. So make sure you head on over there to BangTheBook.com. Also, make sure you tune in every Monday and Thursday for the Bettor's Box, my MLB betting podcast. Monday, I'll have another edition of the Monday Mailbag. So got some questions for that. Hit me up on Twitter at SkatingTripods or Adam at BangTheBook.com. Let's take a look at the keys here for this game between Auburn and Virginia. Look, quite frankly, this may be a very simple, very cut and dry handicap. Does Auburn make enough outside shots? Very difficult shooting backdrop here, very unfamiliar venue in Minneapolis at US Bank Stadium, 67,000-seat football arena. What does that mean for Auburn shooting threes? Because as we've talked about throughout the tournament here, 49.5% of the time, they're chucking up a three-pointer. The problem for Auburn here, not just the backdrop and the difficult conditions, Virginia held opponents to 28.7% from deep here this season. So everyone thinks of the pack line defense preventing twos. Well, they prevented a lot of threes as well. So this is a Virginia team that's very, very stout defensively. As we all know, if Auburn makes shots, not only can they cover this game, but they'll also have a decent chance to win it outright. And look, Auburn does come in with a little bit of confidence here because they were only 7 of 23 from three-point range against Kentucky. It was the first time in 8 games that Auburn failed to make double-digit threes. So they won without hitting threes. Maybe that gives them a little bit of a nice boost here going into this game, but obviously without Okeke, you kind of wonder about their ability here when it comes to having an interior presence and also when it comes to having success rebounding, because Auburn outside the top 100 in two-point percentage success, and Virginia, pretty good rebounding team as well. They're not great, but they're a pretty solid rebounding team. So that will be something that could hurt Auburn here in this spot with Virginia just outside the top 50 in defensive rebounding percentage, inside the top 100 in offensive rebounding percentage. They're not great. They're not Kentucky, but they're not bad either. So Auburn will have to knock down some of those shots or have to pull down some of those misses if they really want to have a good chance here. Now, another way that Auburn can get some extra possessions, give themselves a little bit more of a margin for error, is if they force turnovers. They were number 1 in the country forcing turnovers here this season, 24.8% turnover percentage on defense. Unfortunately, the problem for Auburn, Virginia was 11th in turnover percentage on offense. Very experienced backcourt. They take very, very good care of the basketball. So a lot of things working against Auburn here in this game. They're 209th in effective field goal percentage defensively, 333rd in defensive rebounding percentage. So really for Auburn, it's about forcing turnovers and making threes. Seems like both of those things could be pretty difficult for them here in this game. Now, if they are able to force those turnovers, they do have a little bit of a tempo edge. They were 190th, Virginia 353rd. So if Auburn's getting those extra possessions, can speed the game up a little bit, maybe that takes Virginia off of its game some. But again, it looks right now, based on the handicap here, based on all the stats that are involved, it's a very tough spot for the Auburn Tigers. Sharp money has driven this number up from 5.5 to 6, pretty much market wide. There was some public involvement in Auburn early in the week, but sharp money has kind of overshadowed that here at this point in time. And I understand it. It's hard to lay numbers with Virginia. They're dead last in the country in tempo. A lot of people don't realize that their offense is pretty good because everyone talks about their defense. So I know it's a tough bet to lay 6 with Virginia, but quite frankly, it's the only way I could look at this game. Auburn's just too high variance for me. Auburn just in a difficult shooting situation, maybe not able to force as many turnovers, you got to like the Virginia Cavaliers here in this spot, even if it is -6. I do think Virginia winds up moving on. Whether or not they cover the number is another story, but I do think Virginia wins this game, and I would take them to cover the number before I would take Auburn plus the 6. So a lot of good thoughts here on our Bang the Book YouTube page and also over at BangTheBook.com for the Final Four. So enjoy the games, everybody. I'm Adam Burke for BangTheBook.com.